All right, guys, how's it going out there? Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com with another item or items going up for sale on the website. This will be under used equipment and specials. Just starting the day off with a little video here on what I would probably consider one of the best AM performing HF rigs ever made. Obviously, getting less desirable by a lot of the ham operators out there because of new radios, and most hams talk on sideband anyway. But an all-time throwback favorite for a lot of CBers, this, and of course the FT101s, even before that, being a great AM radio. But these Kenwoods and a lot of the older Kenwoods do exceptionally well on AM. They maintain a high percentage of modulation, and that's something that's lacking in the new HF rigs. They perform kind of like a stock CB does, and what I mean by that is, let's say you have an ICOM or a Kenwood or a Yaesu, and you want to run it into your 4-pill amp. Well, your 4-pill amp can take up to 100, 125 watts worth of PEP or peak power, but it can only take 4 to 6 watts of dead key. And what you run into with the newer HF rigs is if you turn your carrier or your dead key back to 4 watts, they only swing like 10 to 15 watts if you're lucky, 15 watts if you're lucky, but generally around 10 to 12 watts. So you don't get the forward modulation that you're looking for or that's needed to properly drive into an amplifier. The way the amps are designed, they're set for low dead key, high swing. Even your high drive amps, yes, they can handle 4 to 8, depending on how big the amp is, 4, 8, 12, 16 watts. But when you cut your HF radios down to dead key that much, they lose a lot of their forward swing. Well, the TS440 here in front of us, 440S, is one of the exceptions to that. And I've done some videos on some older Kenwoods that were kind of the same way. You can actually turn the carrier down and you still maintain a lot of swing, which gives you that more robust, powerful sound on AM. So the more, generally speaking, the higher percentage modulation, the more swing that you have, it's not going to choke your audio down. You're going to have a little bit louder kind of sound that people look for on an AM on the CB, especially there. So, with that said, we will test this guy out. I do want to point out a few things, guys. It does have some cosmetic flaws. Unfortunately, I would consider keeping this one myself if it didn't. It looks like somebody's probably dropped it or it's took a lick sometime or another. Obviously there. And then right here, it's got a crack in the lens. Stuff that could probably be patched up. I don't know if anybody, sells any replacement parts, or if you could buy one of these, a junk one of these, you could probably, steal the trim off of it or whatever and kind of patch it up. But we're not going to go into every feature, guys. The main thing I want to check is transmit, receive, and then make sure that it does proper amounts of power on AM and sideband. So included with it is the external speaker. Also, very desirable microphone, Electro Voice EV638. You guys might find something that sounds a little bit better on AM, but a great mic on sideband. And these are really great mics on the old boat anchors too. So I don't really know how it sounds on AM with this radio. These can be a little bit on the bassier side, so it may be a little bit bassy for it on AM, but probably sounds great on sideband. Also, it does have some manuals with it here. Original books and manuals that I'll include. So there you guys go with that. With that being said, let's dig into it here and test this guy out. Again, it'll be the radio, the speaker, and the microphone all included. So I'm just going to key up my Cobra 90. We're on the same frequency. Make sure that our receive is working. And there you go. It does receive as we would expect it to. Transmit. Check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio. And we've only got our mic gain at, what we got it at, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock over here. So don't have a lot of mic gain turned up into it, and it's still, you can see it modulating pretty hard there. We'll test it first on AM, and I'm just going to come over here to the Bird. 250 watt slug, top scale. This is average power first. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Hello. And you guys can see this thing is just swinging like crazy almost 100 watts average with the carrier set very low. So let's turn our carrier on up a little bit. Got the wrong knob. I got my mic gain and my carrier control switched up. There we go. Okay, so that's with the carrier at halfway, or the dead key at halfway. Hello, audio. Hello. I wouldn't run it that high, but it's swinging over 100 average. That's way high for what I'd run on AM, you know, that 50 watt carrier. This is all the way down, and you can see if you turn it all the way down, it basically won't do anything. Chokes it completely off. But as soon as we crack it open a little bit, let's turn it on up here just a shade. Hello. Hello. About 8 or 9 o'clock is when it starts picking up. And like I said, you can just see, we can turn our mic gain up a little bit. Check, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio. How responsive it is and the kind of forward swing you get out of it. All right, PEP or peak power. This is your PEP or peak audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, 150 watts PEP. And again, we can turn it all the way down, and you can see it chokes it completely off, won't do anything. Turn it up just a little bit. Hello, audio check 1, 2, 3, audio check 1, 2, 3. And about 9 o'clock is where it starts picking up on AM. And just modulating like crazy. We're sitting back from the microphone a little bit, and there she goes, doing a good job. So all I'm going to do, guys, is turn it over to sideband here. This is upper sideband. We haven't even touched our carrier control, and we're still going up to about 150 PEP if I can get my camera set right. That is upper sideband. And then lower sideband. Okay, check audio, 1, 2, 3. Same kind of deal, about 150 watts or so PEP. And that's with our RF power, guys, at about 10 o'clock on here. So we're not even running the RF power wide open. Don't have to. You know, 150 watts PEP there, just doing it easy peasy lemon squeezy. Top scale, 250 watt slug. Audio, 1, 2, audio. So, in my opinion, really fine working radio. It will be priced accordingly because of this, but do know, guys, it's also going to come with the external speaker and the electro voice microphone, which is a, you know, relatively valuable mic. But again, I hate that it's got that cosmetic issue, but it was like that when I got it, so can't help that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but you do have to run one of these on an external power supply. I don't have the Kenwood power supply. I believe you had to buy it separate when you got these anyway. But just like a lot of these other HF rigs, including, I think, like an Icom 7300, I think they run on an external power supply. You have to run this on an external supply. So technically, you could run this in a mobile if you wanted to. Or if your power went out, you could run it off a battery, you know. So there's good and bad advantages to that with the capability to run it on a power supply. But that's it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll snag some pictures of it and get it listed up on the website. As always, if it doesn't sell relatively quick, within a couple of days, I'll toss it up on eBay and just let it bring what it brings. I got a lot of stuff I've been putting on there recently that I don't think will really sell on the website. Just some kind of odds and ends stuff. So that's it. Kenwood TS440s. To me, one of the best HF radios for what we like to do on CB and talk on AM. You know, I'm sure there's going to be some hams out there somewhere that say, you can't run that on CB, it's illegal. Okay, whatever. People have been doing it for years. I don't think the biggest concern out there is somebody running a 150 watt radio on CB when there's people running 50 and 100,000 watts, okay? So, you know, if you're a ham and that's your belief, keep your comment to yourself. But that's it, everybody. Rooster N10, roostercb.com. Everybody have a good one. See you, bye.